Hello, welcome. Thank you all so much for joining me here. My name is Charity, and this message is for Cancer. So in this reading, we're going to be looking at the energies of how the person who is on your mind is feeling about you, what they could be thinking overall about you and this connection or potential connection, and what they might be intending towards you. This could be somebody specifically on your mind, connected to or coming towards you, depending upon your situation. For the main cards of the reading, I'll be using the Mystical Manga Tarot by Rann and Barbara Moore, and for clarifiers, the Fortune Telling Tarot deck by Yoshitaka Amono. Let's get started. Spirit, what is the heart of the matter? What is this person thinking overall about Cancer and this connection? What are they feeling? Are they feeling in their heart space? What do they like best? What do they like best about Cancer and this connection with them? And what don't they like as much? What are their highest hopes? And what are their deepest fears? Now we're going to get 3 cards for what is likely to happen, what they're likely to do next, and any advice Spirit has for you. I'll lay those face down over here. We will look at them together at the end. I do have the Lovers here on the bottom of the deck. Gemini energy could be significant, strong in your chart or your person's, but with this showing up on the bottom of the deck for what this person is thinking and feeling overall, you could definitely have somebody coming towards you, somebody that you're curious about, somebody on your mind, take it as it resonates for your situation, that is feeling this connection, maybe stronger than you know. I love these cards. They have that beautiful red ribbon, which represents that red thread of fate or destiny that is said to draw people together that are meant to come together. And I feel like just the way I don't know, like I got a little tongue twisted there, like somebody is feeling this connection. It could be starting to mean even more than you think or know, and it could even be making them a little nervous, like maybe they didn't expect the intensity of it, but they're feeling the draw, they're feeling the pull, they're feeling like they met you for a reason. Now for me, the bottom of the deck energies are the underlying energies. It can be affecting the whole reading. Somebody could be very much aware of this, but maybe hasn't acted on or explored it yet, because honestly, they are up in their head. What they are thinking overall is the 2 of Swords, Libra energy here, but this is when it's time to trust your heart, listen to your intuition, and somebody is up in their head. It's like your heart and your head aren't agreeing, so you get stuck in sort of a stalemate here, trying to use logic when it's time to, trust your intuition. You see how the water and the moon is behind them. The moon represents your intuition, your insight. The water represents your emotions. But whenever you see arms crossed in tarot, that is somebody who is guarded, somebody who's guarding their heart. Maybe, they have been feeling defensive for whatever reason and a little guarded. And even though the emotions are there, the feelings are there, they're trying to be sensible about it and they're feeling kind of stuck. Let's see if we can find out why that is. Spirit, why do we have the 2 of Swords here for what this person is thinking? We have, my goodness, okay. We have the Chariot, and I didn't even see the 4 of Swords. It jumped out in reverse. So interesting, more Libra energy there. Cancer with the Chariot, that is definitely you on this person's mind, in their mental space. There is a desire to go for it. And I do have to say, this very positive major arcana is much more powerful than these, than these Swords cards here. This is somebody who is thinking about you. They are interested in you. They want to see what can happen. They want to see where this can go. I feel like they want to take some initiative. They're coming out of something. So our 4 of Swords in reverse, for me, as soon as I saw it, it's like this is somebody who's feeling more ready after a time of rest and, going within, are feeling more ready to take a stand and take a step. The 4 of Swords is somebody who has gone within to heal from a 3 of Swords situation. And depending upon, how a 4 of Swords comes up in reverse, sometimes it can mean somebody like fighting a rest or fighting a break. But the way I see it, because it's paired with a Chariot, which is movement, somebody coming out of a time of like quiet reflection, somebody who maybe had gone within to sort out what they're really thinking and feeling, is wanting to take some steps, maybe even having some realizations about you and wanting to move forward. In their heart space, they got the Four of Cups, Cancer. That is your energy again. But do you see, once again, guarded, arms folded, arms crossed. It's like, I feel like the chance is here. The opportunity is here. But this is somebody who's not even seeing it because they're so guarded because of maybe past disappointments. Maybe they're looking at things as they currently stand, as they currently are, and they don't know that an Ace of Cups is possible. It feels like they want it, but it's like they're almost afraid to get their hopes up when it comes to this connection. Spirit, why do we have the Four of Cups in their heart space? But they're not happy. They're not happy with things as they are. They want more. It's like they're almost afraid to believe that's possible. And yet, you're on their mind. Look at this. Bottom of the deck, Temperance energy. Ace of Swords here. I feel like you could be the first thing they think of when they wake up. I also notice there's a Wheel of Fortune. They're thinking it's time for a change. It's time for some movement. I think they're maybe a little torn between pacing themselves with the Temperance energy, waiting for the right time and the right moment, or just taking some sort of big chance to go for it with the Wheel of Fortune. Sagittarius, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. And for our Wheel of Fortune, I get strong Sagittarius. Some people get all the fixed energies. Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus. Taurus here, our Knight of Pentacles, is what is clarifying this Four of Cups. So I felt like with seeing the Ace of Swords sitting right next to that Wheel of Fortune, like they are thinking about what to do, about how to move forward. But it feels like they're also trying to pace themselves with that Temperance energy, which is all about taking your time and letting things flow naturally. We have a Knight of Pentacles, which is our slow-moving knight, but is our knight that crosses a finish line. It's almost like they don't know if they have a chance, but they're thinking and planning and moving forward steadily towards you and really, wanting things to come together in the right time, in the right way. Our Knight of Pentacles can move so slow, it almost looks like they're stopped at times, but they're just surveying their next step, their next move. But definitely feels torn between like reining it in, taking their time, pacing themselves, and just going for it. But they're thinking of you like all the while. What they like best about you is a Nine of Cups. Pisces energy here, but it's the water, so it is Cancer and Scorpio as well, but strong Pisces. But the Nine of Cups is a wish come true. It is wish fulfillment. It is good times. It is good news. It is things unfolding in the way that you've been hoping. It is emotional fulfillment. It is feeling good. It is feeling satisfied. It feels like when they're around you, when they're talking to you, things just click. They flow very naturally. They like the way that you approach life, the way that, you put your heart into things. And it just feels like when they get around you, everything just makes a little more sense, feels a little more natural. They feel a hope that they don't feel, when they're on their own, because what they don't like, kind of the opposite of that energy, is the Nine of Swords. It feels like when they're around you, things click. They feel right. Feels like this could go someplace. But when they get off to themselves, they get up in their head, second guessing, overthinking, what if this happens the way it happened before? What if I said the wrong thing? This, to me, this Nine of Swords here, and what they don't like as much in the challenge placement, it almost reminds me of, when you like really like somebody and you're absolutely crazy about them and you're starting to talk and, and things go really well. And then you get off the phone and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I said this and that. Like you start overthinking and nitpicking like every little thing you said. I don't know. I don't always do that. But occasionally I'll get up in my head and start picking apart a conversation and thinking, oh, I could have said this, or I could have said that, or what if this came off wrong? Something I've gotten a lot better about over time, but it feels like that's what's going on. Like they're second guessing, like, oh, why didn't I say this way or that way? And they don't like being up in their head about it, but it feels like they can't help overthinking. Could be tossing, turning, even dreaming about you, but also worried about, the worst possible outcome if they said or did the wrong thing. So Gemini energy there, but their highest hopes, look at this. We have the Empress. Taurus and Libra could be significant, but paired with all these kind of challenging mental energies of somebody who is overthinking are these beautiful energies of somebody who does want to keep moving forward, keep exploring this. Feels like the two of you could really have something. Feels like this is a wish come true And they do see you as somebody that stands out above and beyond. For me, that Empress, Emperor energy, and we had the Lovers at the beginning of this whole thing, is the kind of connection that stands out in your mind above and beyond anything else. Somebody that you meet, you know, no matter what happens, like they've come into your life for a reason. And with the Empress, it's somebody you could see a future with, somebody you could see, you know, potentially like a family, if that's something that, you know, you're looking for, if that applies to your situation. Obviously, that's not going to be the case for everyone, but somebody who feels like, you know, you could be home to them. You could be everything that they've been hoping for. They could be hoping to, you know, take a step and make an offer and ask to have you like by their side as the one and only. Like Empress energy is like that. They could be hoping that you feel that way about them, but their fears are the Judgment card and the Magician, which are two very powerful major arcana. Aries, Gemini, and Virgo can apply here, but with the Judgment card, this is the universe blowing the trumpet and saying it's time. It's time to do something decisive. It's time to take a stand. It's time to have an open, honest conversation. And the Magician is like, make something happen. Take initiative. The Magician uses all the aces in the tarot to create an Ace of Pentacles. Somebody who's thinking about you with the Ace of Swords, has feelings with the Ace of Cups, wants to take action with the Ace of Wands to create an Ace of Pentacles, which is a stable new beginning. But I feel like with these really powerful cards being in like the challenge of the fears placement here, I think that they could be nervous about the intensity of it all. Like, once again, maybe, and I felt that way a little with the Lovers on the bottom of the deck, like they're so aware of it. Maybe they didn't plan to feel this way. Maybe they didn't expect the connection to be so strong. Maybe they didn't expect to feel so drawn to you. And now they're faced with it and they know it's time to do something about it, but they're nervous about that. Now, even though these cards are showing up in a challenge placement, they're both upright. They're both very positive. This unlimited potential is here. And it's still something that, regardless of the nerves, I think that this person is wanting to explore. Let's go ahead and see. I feel like it's kind of self-explanatory, but I just want to get one more card just with these really powerful energies showing up here. Okay. And on the bottom of the deck, again, a Nine of Cups. Could be wishing for you, hoping for you. I'm going to take this as the clarifier because it's the one that came out. I had a couple land here. Oh, my goodness. And these just jumped out. We have the Four of Pentacles, and there's that Ace of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. We saw earlier that they were kind of peeking out the top of the deck. This is somebody who's thinking about you. They want to move things forward. With the Four of Pentacles, Capricorn energy there, it's somebody who's okay with things as they are, not fully satisfied though, wanting more, but a little nervous if they were to ask for more. Rock the boat, move too fast, they could lose what they have. And yet, they're also afraid of waiting too long and losing, because look at this. Clarifying the Judgment and the Magician is the Hanged Man in the fears placement. Pisces energy here. I feel like this is somebody who's, you know, maybe a little nervous to take that step, to take that initiative, but they also don't want to wait and be stuck and miss a chance. So now we're going to look at what's likely to happen, what they're likely to do next. Any advice Spirit has for you? Likely to happen, the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, I like the Nine of Pentacles, Virgo energy here. In order to have, attract, embrace, explore that 10 of Pentacles, which for me is that lasting, you know, balanced, stable, genuine, long-term connection, you definitely got to be in that Nine of Pentacles space. We attract what we are. And we attract the energy we put out. And if you want to attract somebody, you know, who's feeling good, who's doing well, who's feeling stable and balanced, you got to get into that space yourself. This is somebody who's single, who's independent, who's doing well. Finances are looking good. They've gotten to a place where they know who they are. And, you know, it's not like they need somebody to complete them or to make everything all better. It's somebody who realizes, you know what, I have all this, but I'm on my own. I want to share this with somebody. I've gotten to the place where I'm feeling good, and now I want to share this with somebody else. And I feel like, you know, the two of you could be maybe even just dancing around this a little bit, like both of you thinking, you know, I want to explore this further. I'm happy where I'm at with myself, but I want this, you know, with this person. Spirit, why do we have the Nine of Pentacles here? Why do we have the Nine of Pentacles? Four of Wands and the Page of Swords. Okay, could be curious. Are you single? Are you free? Are you available? Are you interested? Are you ready for the next step? That kind of energy, because we have a Page of Swords paired with a Four of Wands. Four of Wands is all about getting serious, taking it to the next level. Page of Swords is curious, a little bit secretive, wanting a little more information before taking a step or making a move. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius here, Aries. This is somebody, I feel like, who has their eye on you. Definitely could be looking at your pictures, checking your social media, things like that. If you have it, could be asking around about you, stealing glances, that sort of thing. I feel like they want to know, if you're free, if you're interested, if you're wanting this, because we've got a Four of Wands here. The Four of Wands is taking this to the next level. Fours are all about foundations, and this is building a foundation with somebody who's a match, somebody you're interested in, somebody who feels for you what you feel for them. A Four of Wands person for me is somebody you could, move in with, get engaged to, get serious about. I think this person is curious if you're interested in that kind of connection, because that is what they are thinking about when it comes to you. So what are they likely to do? The Star. Oh, I love the Star. Aquarius energy. This is somebody who has definitely overcome something challenging, something difficult, because the Star comes after the Tower in the Fool's journey. I think we've all gone through our share of things, but there's been some sort of release, some sort of breakdown, some sort of karmic release. Maybe something in their life changed or got turned upside down, but they're finding themselves after all of that. Kind of like with this Nine of Pentacles here, somebody who's finding their independence, finding their confidence in themselves, their own well-being, feeling more authentic. This is somebody who isn't afraid to express themselves for who they truly are. Now, we've had the Nine of Cups show up twice, which for me is like a wish card, definitely wishing for you. The Star, for me, I also get that energy of somebody who, admires you and is wishing to be with you. But this is somebody who is open, somebody who is genuine, and somebody who isn't afraid to dive into their feelings. With this whole reading starting with somebody holding their feelings in the background and being so guarded, the Star is like immersed in their emotions and the feelings. They're opening up. They're unguarded. I think this is somebody who maybe had been healing, but now is wanting to open up, is wanting to explore this. Why do we have the Star here? Why do we have the Star? They could take a little more time to process some things before taking a step. But they're definitely open, We have the King of Pentacles. And look at this, all that shuffling and the Temperance on the bottom of the deck. And earlier, I feel like, if I remember right, when the Temperance was on the bottom of the deck, the Ace of Swords was peeking out. Now we have an Ace of Pentacles. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn here. This is somebody, for me, the Ace of Pentacles is a cornerstone of the Ten of Pentacles. Somebody waiting for the right time, the right moment, feeling guided, could be seeing signs of you everywhere to take a step and make a move, but a more serious move, because we have the Star clarified by the King of Pentacles, strong Virgo, but all the earth, Taurus and Capricorn as well. The King of Pentacles is somebody who is genuine, somebody who is caring, somebody who is stable, and somebody who, if they make an offer, they have what it takes to back it up. Maybe they've been healing, maybe they've been hoping and wishing for a chance with you, but this is somebody who's feeling more confident and wanting to take maybe a more serious step. So what is your advice? And we had two cards. Oh my goodness. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups. Interesting. Okay. Strong Aries. So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And then all the water. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces here. But this is an open heart and taking action. The Queen of Cups, very deep, very intuitive, very open, very genuine. This is somebody who listens to their heart. They're open to love. Very different, once again, from sort of the guarded energy. And your guides are saying, if you want, that energy of that open love, and Cancer energy, this is your energy. That open love, we attract what we are. And your guides are saying, open your heart, set your intentions, get really clear about what it is you desire, but don't be afraid to take some spontaneous action towards towards what you're excited about. Somebody could be seeing you as very interesting, very attractive. They could be feeling very drawn to you. And your guides are saying, get clear, set your intentions, get clear in your heart about what it is you want. But don't be afraid to take some initiative towards some things you're excited about, because that is what is leading you towards something that feels to me next level, genuine, stable, and potentially very serious here with these energies. So that is a message I have for you. I do hope something in here spoke to everyone who was guided to the reading. If you enjoyed the message, please put a like. If you haven't subscribed, I would love if you would. Thank you so much.